what happens when you take an affluent 21-year-old male and put him in such a prosperous city without his phone, money, food, or lifelines? Will he thrive like everyone else is deemed to do? This is Daniel Fraslick, who embodies all of the characteristics of Melbourne being the third most livable city. He is an alpha male who believes he can do anything, including living like a homeless person for 48 hours. So what happens when you take him from here and place him here? Will Melbourne still be such a livable city?
My name is Daniel Fraslick. I'm 21 years old. I'm currently working full-time for a National Australia Bank, major bank. My career aspirations definitely at the moment lie in IT. In my free time I like to socialise, go out with friends and just out and about, really partying, whether it be partying, shopping, going out for lunch, dinners, movies and stuff, and generally that's basically what I do outside of work. The sort of people that I admire would be self-motivated people that have gotten where they are off their own back, so to speak. People that don't take handouts, people that are self-enterprising would be a good way to put it. The people that want to go and get in and have a go. I really admire those types of qualities. There might be one part of me that says that these are just lazy slobs who, for whatever, they're just lazy would be the best way to describe them, and just don't really want to work. They don't really want to be in a job. They don't really want material things and possessions. And I know that might sound bad, but you've got to strive for something. You've got to want something. For some people that's a new car. For some people that's a law degree. For some people that's a family and children. And I just think that homeless people in particular sort of lack that. Part of bettering my life, I believe, is material possessions, which comes down to money. I think that to better my life, eventually, everyone has dreams and that, you have to strive for them, and people might be judgmental on that, but it doesn't really bother me at all. People see themselves as not owning a car, owning a car is not being important, whereas I do. Some people see paying off a house by the time you're 30 is not important, whereas I do. I just think that gives you an advantage in life. In terms of people who come up in your face and they'll ask you for a cigarette and do you smoke, and have you got money spare for this and all of that. They're not overly aggressive or anything, but it's just annoyance after a while, especially working in the CBD. Like, people put up with it day in, day out, and it just comes an annoyance. Definitely annoyed and frustrated at these homeless, drug-addicted people who can't clean up their act and who cannot get off the streets. A person like me cannot fathom it. I cannot wrap my head around and cannot understand it. The lack of anything, the lack of motivation, of willpower, whatever you want to call it, in these people just fathoms me. I just don't understand why they cannot overcome it, and it is very annoying and frustrating. For myself as a taxpayer, and even more so for society, I'm sure I'm not alone. It should not be my responsibility to support these people in their day-to-day lives and their drug-addicted habit. Just because they're addicted and don't want to give up doesn't mean that we should accept that. That's basically what you're asking me, is if I accept it. And no, I don't. I don't accept it, and it needs to change. There's definitely people that are comfortable in their life. I think that there's actually intelligent people out there on the street that are happy not to have to worry about their mobile phone ringing 10 times in a day, not have to worry about getting the boss's coffee of a morning, not have to worry about waking up to an alarm. Absolutely cruising. It's because of all these handout agencies that they can do that.
In terms of my preparation for tonight coming into the city, I didn't really prepare at all. Like, to be honest, it was like, what sort of preparation can you do really? Like, ultimately, there's nothing. I just didn't really think about it too much, tried not to think about it. I definitely didn't think it was going to be, I can already tell it's going to be a lot different to my initial perspectives. I didn't tell my parents I was doing this experiment tonight because all it would do is just concern them. You know, it would just worry them unnecessarily, I think. So I didn't see any gain in telling my mum what I was doing. I didn't see any, you know, there was no reason to, because as I said, it would just concern them and worry them. They'd be up most of the night thinking what's going to happen to me, if I'm going to be safe. You know, who am I with? They don't know. They know even less than I do about the crime and violence and danger of the streets. So they'd be worried. So no, I didn't tell them. As for my friend, I did tell a few of my friends that I was doing the experiment. They just laughed it off and just thought I was a dickhead for doing it and so forth, and because they know how dangerous the Melbourne streets can be as well. I definitely have confidence that I'm going to make the entire time. I definitely know that it's going to be a massive physical and mental challenge for me, but I believe that I can last the full 2 days and 2 nights out on the Melbourne streets. I still do have confidence that I can. I don't regret my decision at the moment of doing this, of taking part in the experiment documentary. No, not at all.